Hi, it's Deb from Locked Up with History in the National Crime and Justice Museum at the Geelong Jail. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit more about what actually is in her words. So in her words is going to be an hour-long presentation. So we're going to be talking about, very briefly, because trying to talk about 25 women in an hour is a challenge. So it will only be a brief overview of each of their stories. I've also got some props. So we have a few different things. I have a dress similar to what Elizabeth Scott would have worn to her execution in 1863. I have some rough on rats, which is what Martha Needle and Louisa Collins used in their murder plots, or to get rid of their people. I have a tea set that was used similar to what was used by Martha Needle. So Martha Needle actually poisoned her brother-in-law by giving him ruffian rats in a cup of tea. So that was one of his things. I have a convict doll which represents Mary McLaughlin, who was the first woman who was executed in Tasmania in 1830. I have a few medicine bottles which relates to the poisonings that happened. So we have Elizabeth Woolcock, who was accused of using mercury to poison her husband to death. We have who else was there? There was a few others there that have all been poisonings. On top of that, I also have a couple of items out of a dissection kit. And the reason for that is a lot of these women, especially in the earlier days, would not only be sentenced to be hanged, they would also be sentenced to be anatomized and dissected. And as horrific as that sounds, it's also part of how we get our medical knowledge today. So that was one of the things they did. It did change a little bit with the introduction of the 1832 Anatomy Act. It became more regulated as to whose bodies they could use for things like that, and it wasn't as normal after that to be sent to be anatomized as well. And it sounds fairly horrific to us, and it was, but it is still part of our history. So that's kind of what the show involves. So it's just talking. There will be opportunities to do a Q&A with me. I'm not the expert on everything, but I'm also very honest. If I don't know the answer, I'm more than happy to go away and see if I can find it for you and let you know. But I will usually tell you at the time that no, I do not know that answer. But yeah, so if you are at all inclined, I would love to have you come along and have a chat with me. And seriously, it's just going to be a bit of a chat just like this, talking about these women and their stories and how they came to be on the gallows in the first place and what some of the laws and society were around them that would have caused them to be like that. So I hope to see some of you there. Thanks. Bye.